This time on Behind the Wheel, we're going to take a look at this 1941 Chevrolet AK Series pickup, and then we're going to take it for a ride. You won't want to miss it. Stick around. I'm Brad Dyson, and this is Behind the Wheel. It was 1941. Glenn Miller and his orchestra, the best-selling recording band in the world, released the hit song Chattanooga Choo Choo. It was the first song in history to receive a gold record for sales over 1 million copies. The film Citizen Kane, starring Orson Welles, which is often considered one of the greatest films in history, was released. Now, the music in films provided a good escape because the United States was preparing to enter World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history. Car manufacturers began advertising that purchasing a vehicle would help the war effort. Chevrolet said farms and business alike depend on Chevrolet trucks in our total defense effort, and said they were fully capable of hauling America's needs. Now, America's needs at the time also included the finest beer in town. Chevrolet advertised that its 1941 trucks outpull, outvalue, outsell. They were designed to be the workhorse of a nation on the cusp of war, but I bet those designers could never have imagined those workhorses looking like this. This is a 1941 Chevrolet AK Series RestoMod pickup truck. Let's take a closer look at this. Chevrolet's 1941 AK Series trucks marked the first time the company's light trucks clearly departed from passenger car styling. Their Art Deco designs gave these pickups a distinct identity of their own. The 1941 Chevrolet truck had a split window windshield and originally only came with a single windshield wiper, which was located on the driver's side. The Art Deco detailing continued on the hood with the stainless steel hood side vents with red painted center stripes and with the long, rounded, sweeping fenders. This gave the Chevrolet trucks a more streamlined appearance than what Ford and Dodge were offering. Chevrolet discontinued the stamped name in the tailgate for the 1941 models. The tailgate chains were simple but practical, and they add to the truck's appeal. Cargo beds featured heavy gauge steel construction with wood floors reinforced by steel skid strips. A lot of people replaced these oak boards with a single sheet of steel. It's good to see that this one still has its wood floor. To keep the cab as strong as possible, Chevrolet designers used a small back glass. A lot of Chevrolet trucks from this era did not survive because, unlike today's trucks, which spend most of their lives on paved roads with empty beds, these trucks were designed with work in mind. They were used until they were used up. The bullet-style headlight housings with the small parking lights located on the top of the housings were a signature feature on the 1941 through 46 Chevrolet trucks. This was a major part of Chevrolet's Art Deco styling. The Art Deco styling was continued with the red lettering on the Chevrolet, the double horizontal red lines on each side of it, and on the emblem with the Chevrolet bow tie. The inside door panels were made of tough steel. By today's standards, the cabs on these trucks, well, they were tight, a little small. The original bench seat has been replaced with a modern, comfortable leather seat. Now remember, these were built to be utilitarian vehicles. The wind was so strong that it kept moving the camera and kept closing the doors on us. The dash was also built of steel. The upgraded but still analog gauges just fit the look of the truck. This truck is sleek and beautiful from just about any angle, inside and out. I'm here with Mr. Ronnie Umphrey. He's the owner of the 1941 Chevrolet. And I just want to ask you, Mr. Ronnie, what was it when you first saw this truck that made you say, gotta have it?
I actually saw it on an auction site, and when I saw the body lines, I said I had to have it. So we fought it out in the auction and won it. We had a 1952 previously, and that was my wife's truck, and it had its original 6-cylinder, been lowered, really nice little truck. We sold it, and because everybody's got the early 50s, late 40s, early 50s, but you don't ever see a 41. It's just, you don't ever see them. So when I saw it, I said I have to have this truck.
Have to have it. Now this one originally would have come with a, what, a 6-cylinder?
I believe a 6-cylinder, correct.
6-cylinder, but there's no 6-cylinder in this anymore.
No 6-cylinder anymore.
Can we take a look?
Absolutely.
Now originally this engine had, what, about 90 horsepower?
Yeah, when the truck was original, it would have had a lot less horsepower than it does now. This little 383 should produce around 400 to 425 horsepower probably. It does have a set of aluminum heads on it. It's just good run little motor. It runs very good and nothing too radical.
Can we go for a ride in it?
Absolutely, be my
All right.
pleasure.
Let's get behind the wheel. Oh, listen to that. Wow, it's got a deep tone to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a good sounding exhaust. I love the exhaust.
Yeah, you're right. There's not much leg room, but there's plenty of headroom.
I don't know how the people back in the day, the farmers that use these trucks to make a living with, they were big men, and I don't know how they got around town with the wife and kids. There just wasn't any room in these trucks.
Signs are just a suggestion around here. Well, it's a very comfortable ride.
Yeah, it actually runs very smooth. Has a Mustang 2 front end with coilover front suspension, and that's pretty standard for a street rod throughout the day. Of course, it's got 4-wheel disc brakes all the way around it, so it's very drivable, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want a $200,000 show vehicle. I wanted something I could drive, and it still gets a lot of attention. You know, one thing back in the day, they didn't have air conditioning, so we got our vent pulling up, and if you had to open up the vent down here, and that's your air conditioning.
That's right. So, well, I can surely feel a difference when you open it.
Yeah, it makes a difference. We're hoping to put vintage air in this thing here before too long. I've got the compressor on the motor. We just haven't hooked it up yet. But it just runs like a sewing machine. Like I say, it's got a good built motor in it, but it's not too radical that you can't drive it.
That's right.
And it runs cool. It's got a good aftermarket aluminum radiator, so it never runs over 180 degrees, even sitting in traffic in the middle of the summertime. So it's very drivable and very fun little truck.
And to me, that's the best thing, is it drivable? Can you enjoy it? So you'd have no problem getting on the interstate with this, would you?
No, if you need to get on the gas, it'll go. The truck doesn't weigh anything, so 400 plus horsepower in this little truck is a lot. When we take it to car shows, we like going to cruising the coast. And we took it last year. I went ahead and trailered it down there because I didn't know if I could sit in the same position for 6 hours. We've gotten spoiled to the accommodation we have in these newer vehicles now.
That's right.
As I've gotten older, I really appreciate these older cars and remember what my dad drove around, what my grandfather drove around in. It just, you start appreciating things and look at things a little bit different when you get a little bit older. Yeah, this is the famous Bluebird Airport. This is where I learned how to fly.
I didn't know you were a pilot.
Well, no, I had one of the little bitty powered parachutes. Not much of a plane, but they were a lot of fun. It is amazing how many people give me a thumbs up especially when you're turning and they get a good look at it. They turn and they blow the horn, they'll wave or they'll shout, love that truck. Women and men both. It's crazy. And that makes you feel good with a smile on their face. And it makes me feel good. I just give my thumbs up back to them and leave it at that.
So what do you think about Ronnie's 1941 Chevrolet RestoMod pickup truck? It sure was a fun ride and a great looking truck. The original designers may have built this in preparation for war, but all it gives us now is pleasure. Now I want to thank Ronnie for showing us his 1941 Chevrolet RestoMod. Now if you want to see more cool classic cars and trucks, hit that subscribe button. I'm Brad Dyson. Thanks for watching Behind the Wheel. Bug flew in my mouth.
Uh-oh.
You won't have the guts enough to do that again.